This is Melissa. Thanks for joining my channel, Eminem's Minimalist Story. Okay, so what to talk about today? I always have something to talk about. Um, Let me see. You know, I'm somebody who always has things going on in my mind. There's some situations I don't talk a lot, like when I'm working, I'm usually really focused, but when it comes to personal stuff, I talk a lot. So today I was at church and a couple things. Somebody had wanted to talk to me about Roe v. Wade and just have a discussion about it. And he had thought that Roe v. Wade will probably be overturned soon. I'm hoping it will, but I'm not, holding my breath for it. Because we do have people in the pro choice movement who still have no regard for life. One of the stories I heard recently, which is like a horror story to me, is this woman. She had I'm sure everyone's heard it. Her SUV, was jacked or hijacked, and she was actually dragged 2 blocks, and her arm was stuck in the seatbelt, and her arm was taken off. Um, and she bled to death. She bled out and she bled to death. So sad. So sad. And, a lot of people want to charge these teens as adults, and rightly so. I mean, they were brazen. They had no regard for life at all. So it's not much different with the abortion issue. Same thing. There's a lack of regard for life. I have somebody named Velvet Pumpkin just on my YouTube just commenting just now about why can I be pro-life but I'm not vegan. Um, the answer is because animals are not at our same level. They're just not. God created man and then he created the animals. And I'm not saying you should go eat every animal because, obviously that's not okay. But, you know, we get protein and stuff from meat. And yes, we can get protein from nuts and other sources, but it's not prohibited. God has not said don't eat animals, but he has definitely said thou shalt not kill. Um, I think it affects women all their life when you've had an abortion. And I don't think enough is being done about it. I think there's a woman that I was told, I think her name is Hendrix, who has 3 wedges to the life view. And I haven't looked at it now, but I do want to start reading her essays and debunk a lot because it does affect women all their life. I had a conversation with someone the other night. This lady and I were talking, and she was talking about some things about abortion with me, and I had talked about the forced abortion I had, and hearing all the time, you were too young, you were too young. And she said, did anyone ever think you were too young to go through such a thing? And it's true, I was too young to go through such a thing. But as we talked about it, she was saying that it's something that she doesn't think she could ever do. We all have our own choice. A woman has her own choice, and it's it's a choice that really shouldn't be a right. You really shouldn't have a right to exercise this because it's murder. And when I see places like CareNet or Care Woman Center, who, if you look on their website, they will say there's no shame in having an unexpected pregnancy. They're really basing a lot on not having any shame to come on in. And if you choose abortion, they're saying they're not going to make that decision for you. And I hate to say this, but when we are soft on this stuff, we are being, in a sense, an accomplice to murder. There is no way it's okay to say to someone, we are going to respect your decision to kill someone. We don't do it in any other society. We don't do it. We don't do it. Like if somebody just goes up to someone and kills them, they're headed to jail. They're getting arrested and they're going to jail. Manslaughter, homicide, whatever you want to call it. And this is the exact thing that's happening with women, whether I'm at the sidewalk and we're seeing a woman have a big stomach and then come out with no stomach. I was just talking to another lady today about this. We had a little baby at church, adorable little baby I was holding. And, it is unusual for a baby to go to everybody. This baby was so sweet and just was so happy to have anybody hold him. And I don't know, until girls are mothers and understand the beauty of a baby, their soft skin, so sweet, so innocent, you really are not understanding how perverse it is to have an abortion, how bad it is. So we were talking, and I was sharing, I've seen women on the sidewalks go in with a big stomach to the clinic and then come out without a stomach, and we know that the baby has been killed, and we're like the last stop. We're like the buffer between life and death when we're standing on the sidewalks. And you would do everything you can. If you brought somebody to the hospital who was dying, you do everything you can to save that life. And I was talking to a woman about this today as I was holding this sweet little baby, and she didn't know. She had no idea that in the state I'm in, there's no, what do you want to call it? No law about how far along you have to be. You can kill your baby up until the 9th month. And I told her that, yeah, we even have, after the baby's born, their necks are being snipped. And this is like no different than that elderly woman having her arm ripped off. It's disgusting. So when I was talking to this man about abortion, he was saying it infuriates him. And it should infuriate all of us that you can just, if you just feel that a baby's an inconvenience, you can just go kill it. So what we want to do, if you really feel that you can't handle taking care of your child, what you should be doing is getting help. There's no reason why you can't come into a church and say, I'm struggling. I need a break. I'm tired. I'm worn out. Could you just take the baby for a few hours? Could you help me? Could you give me a break and hold the baby? Can you, give me a few days to myself? And I know we have places that drop off babies. You can drop them off and not see your baby again. But, if I really was able to do something, I think what I would do is have babies adopted right at the sidewalks. Like, get the girls into a housing situation, get them in, let them have their babies, and then bring adoption at a cheaper price for people who really do want to be parents. I know money stops a lot of couples from adopting children, but there is no reason to ever kill a baby. And so back to why can't we just, how are we comparing apples and bananas here to killing a baby or having a burger? It's not the same thing. God created life. He created the world. God is good. And, I was hearing this sermon today, and it's so true. And God is always good. We have so much given to us, even in the hard times, whether it's the sun sets, the sun rises. And if God has made life, then he sets the rules. It's true. He's the one who sets the boundaries and says, thou shalt not kill. And I'm going to be looking at this essay, like I said, and looking at this pro-choice thinking. Because how can you think that a baby is not really a baby? If I'm living and breathing and a baby is in the womb living and breathing, there's no difference except location. So we have that location debate, and whether the baby's in the womb or out of the womb, it's still a baby. And I don't know, hearts are hard. Hearts have grown really hard toward life. And I just don't know how people can know that it's a baby, see a baby, we have ultrasounds now, and still choose to kill a child. And I don't respect, organizations that teach it's okay, that we respect your choice, because it's not okay. You should not respect a choice that says I'm going to abort. It's not respectable. So I don't know how you can respect that. So that's what I got for now. And I will be looking at this essay, doing some research, and sharing that in the future too. And hopefully we can take a harder stand on this. I have seen the Catholics, some of the Instagram stuff with Catholics really get this down stronger. Not, Students for Life, they are taking a huge stand. They are trying to come across in a helpful way to women, because women do need a lot of help who are in these places where their boyfriends left them, or they don't want to be a mother, or they don't have any support at all. But there is also other organizations that are pretty strong on this, who are saying, you know what, it is shameful. It's not the baby that's shameful. Obviously, an unexpected pregnancy in of itself is not shameful, but we do know some situations are wrong, and they will come across and say, this is shameful, this is wrong, you know better, you shouldn't be doing this. And a lot of this stuff, even though it's hardcore truth, it does bring people to truth. It brings them right out of the darkness and pulls them in that way. So I think we do need to have some hardcore truth when it comes to some of these things. And I know there's someone else out there who is really strong about women going to jail who have abortions. A lot of girls don't know better. They've been lied to, and we know Planned Parenthood does a great job at lying to girls. But I called them once, and because somebody had asked me to call them to set up an appointment, and they were willing to take me right in with no questions. And let me see, what else? Oh, I've seen other organizations too who are there for you every step of the way, and they will even bring your kids to school. That's how involved they are. They will pretty much mother your children with you. And we need so much more done to help women, because this does affect women all their life, even if it's just feeling mistreated. Because having your baby ripped out of you and being used and mistreated is at a different level than other mistreatment. There may be mistreatment where you feel like, even being sexually assaulted or molested, it's at a different level. This is I know a lot of women have been raped and women have been molested, and it's not okay. But to have that argument and think that that is worse than having your baby ripped out of your womb is not true. So this is at a really deep level. I think women always will experience some form of struggle with feeling rejected, feeling mistreated, feeling, if they've had the trauma where their thoughts were just dismissed, people were dismissive to them, they were talking over them, they were just condemning or condescending to them during that trial or during that time in their life. They may struggle with people doing that to them later on. They may struggle with broken relationships. They may struggle with trust. There is so many underlying issues that surround the abortion thing that it just hits, so many triggers hit women in so many different ways. So we want to be there for women all their life. It's not something that you just need to get over. It's something that affects women all their life. And we want to bring in a lot of different tools, whether it's forgiveness, learning to trust God, even though someone did this to you, they meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. I know for me, when my baby was taken away, I've been blessed with 5 since, and that's something that has been so healing. Whether it's other men in the community showing a lot of love to women who have been mistreated and have been treated like trash, whether it's just people being there for you in very intimate ways, and helping you with just giving you food or whatever. We just need so much more done for women to really care for them and care for the best for them. Okay, thanks for joining me.